He getting all his money from the president, from the government, which is why he put his own $250 million to make sure he get elected, because he wants to be the first trillionaire. He don't care about people. He don't care about Tesla. He don't care. This man want to go to Mars. That's what he want to do. And Big Fat said that he felt bad for people who truly need it, and it will ruin lives. He said many people ruin it for the others. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Big Fat's. Like, you can't just cut it off for everybody. Like, the whole idea, they already put in place with this big beautiful bill. They already put in all these work stipulations and guidelines for you to even get it anyways. So you got to understand that people ain't just saying, I'm not going to do nothing, I'm going to sign off for EBT. They're making you work a minimum of 20 hours now. And if you ain't working per week, if you ain't working 20 hours per week, then you have to do volunteer work. So a lot of these people are not just sitting at home on their butts waiting to collect some EBT. It don't work like that. They already got things in place. They already got things in place for these people. And I appreciate the people that's following me. Big Fat, so I appreciate the follow. We definitely got to have these conversations. But and then this person, Sharky, said, do your homework. It's the Dems and the Libs. Sharky. Explain to us what the Dems and the Libs are doing. You tell me why, how is the Dems and the Libs that's the reason for this. Because there's no way to explain. And if you do have an explanation, explain to me why we sent $40 billion to Argentina. Explain to me why we sent $40 billion to Argentina. That's what I would like to know. I want to know why we sending money to other countries, and why is it that ain't for no wars or no trying to end no wars or no peace treaties and not like. This is to help their economy. This is to help them. Basically, in a way, I feel like we might be trying to buy Argentina. You see how this works? So the thing is, America, if y'all travel, if anybody travel right now and y'all go see, the tourism in America is down. The tourism it's supposed to be snowbird season. I live in Florida. The Canadians are not coming. The people that try to escape the cold to come here, it's not happening right now. And John Mark said, why help them when we need to help ourselves? I know. Oh, he said the president for Argentina works for us. But the reality is we gave them $40 billion. But guess what? We don't want to feed our own people. We want our vets to starve. We want our kids to starve. We want all these people that have disabilities and all these people who actually do need EBT. We want to starve them out. Oh, I know Florida ain't where it's at, Zero Chill. I know Florida ain't where it's at. It's not where it's at. Trust me. Florida is with Ron DeSantis. This state has been hijacked by the Republican Party. And in Florida, it's really hard right now. You got to work 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week in Florida, because Florida ain't where it's at. If you think about moving to Florida, don't move to Florida, because Florida is not where it's at. Somebody said they're going to the Dominican Republic. I mean, if you're gonna go to Dominican Republic, it's probably not for black people, because you know how they act over there. It says we cannot feed the dark or the negative. Trump is out for himself. Yeah, Trump is all about himself, man. And then DIY Decor said Florida is the best. What part of Florida do you live in, if you don't mind me asking? Because I really would like to know. But someone said they would never fly. Precious Diamond said she would never fly to an airport in Florida again. I totally understand it. Right now, though, I wouldn't recommend you flying nowhere, because the way the shutdown is affecting did y'all see that it was two planes almost collided just recently in California? It was two planes that left the runway and they were about to collide. So the airport traffic controllers Florida housing market is crashing. It's gonna come down, trust. And somebody said, didn't they just close Disney World? I don't know if they closed Disney, but I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, that was LAX where the planes was almost collided, like, because they don't have enough staff. Do y'all see all of the flights that's being canceled? They expecting these people to work without their money, and now what's happening? It's a holiday season, and the problem is, if you try to fly right now, you might get stuck somewhere. So I recommend, if you're gonna go drive, and because right now it's not a time to get on an airplane. I'm telling you that they keep canceling flights left and right. You don't want to be that person that got stuck somewhere because they did that. And oh yeah, say they don't want people to leave the country. They don't want people to leave the country. They do not want people to leave the country, and that's part of like what's going on. This is what they really want. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening right now, and it's bad right now. Let me see. Somebody said we moved to Belize, and I'm still flying. I'm not. I'm not lighting my ticket number. What did it say? Lighting my ticket. But yeah, like that's the reality of it. The reality of it. Let's talk about this. The Republican Party like to say, "Are you better off now than you was a year ago, or 4 years ago, whatever?" I want to know, are y'all better off now than y'all were a year ago? Energy cost is up. Gas cost is up. The natural gas cost is up. The grocery is up. The cars are up. The housing, everything is up. Everything is up. So are y'all better off now than y'all were a year ago? Even if you people that's in the comments that like to say you're doing great, are you off better? Are you better off right now? And then if we want to talk about 4 years ago, we can have that conversation. Because 4 years ago was 2021 after Donald Trump failed to stop the pandemic and actually caused a pandemic. And then everybody was walking around with a mask on, scared for their lives and all of that. So I want to know, why is it that and when an old interview that Trump did said that he said for some reason the country does better under Democrats. And he was like, why is that? He said that. But if you look at the history of it, you will see that that's what it is. So Exodus said, my gas is cheap, my groceries are cheap, my electric is low. I live in Tennessee. Probably in some parts of Tennessee. I don't know. I don't live in Tennessee. I live in Florida. Everything is up. I don't know. In Tennessee, if stuff is probably down because probably people getting laid off. They probably ain't got enough jobs. There's probably not enough jobs in Tennessee, which is why stuff is probably down. It says he played the hero releasing all the files of CIA. Yeah, man, it's like, do y'all know what all of this is about? Y'all know what files this is really about? Y'all know why this shutdown is happening and all this? It's not the Dems. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know why. Y'all know why, because he don't want to get them Epstein files. Y'all know that's what it's all about. And yeah, everything in Cali is high, and Florida is one of the most expensive states to live in. Florida is #1 in inflation right now. Florida is #1 in the country for inflation.